I think it's time to openly declare the Democrat Party is a terrorist organization. Yeah, they are really a terrorist organization. Why do I say that? Because when it comes to them not getting their way, not they obviously act rudely, extremely violent and aggressive. Now, when it comes to us conservatives, us people who know how to think logically and with reason, if we do not get if we do not get our way, we just understand it. We just we just take it as it is. We don't we don't get we don't get up in arms. And I thought the Democrat Party was supposedly the party of tolerance. Well, their message of tolerance is not only a contradiction, but is blown away blown way out of proportion. I think I think they have literally stepped to absolute new lows to the very point that likely by the midterms it's going to be ugly for them. It's going to be things are going to get real ugly. And because of the recent uh, assassination of Charlie Kirk, which took place on September 10 of 2025. Which, by the way, yeah, it was a leftist that conducted the action, Tyler Robertson, who literally was in a who literally was in a relationship with a tranny, with a sick, deranged, mentally ill man. I mean, for those, but I am seeing this right here. The Democrat Party has absolutely no backbone. They do not. They pretend that they do, but in reality, they do not, because they act out aggression. They act all aggressive when it comes to them not getting their way. They think they are entitled to their own quote unquote facts, and try to push it on everybody. You know, try to make the claim that they're on the right side of history, and they're always right. Well, they have their drive-by media comrades who basically fill them with carcinogens of delusions and hate. And you know what? They always like to come at us because we know the facts. Larry Elder put it straight right here. A fact to a toe tag liberal leftist is like kryptonite to Superman. Yeah, let me repeat that right there. A fact to a toe tag liberal leftist is like kryptonite to Superman. And and yes, when they get when they get pounded with when the left gets pounded with facts, they get ultra triggered. When we get when when we get pounded with facts, we just take it as it is. We just understand it. We don't get we don't get violent. We don't get crazy. If John F. Kennedy was alive right now, he would be ultra appalled at the left. If I was a Democrat right now, I would immediately change my political affiliation. And I'm also tell you this right here. I mean, it even goes as far on as even in the church. Because here's the thing. You cannot be, I'm going to say it like this. Because Pastor Greg Locke once said this years back. You cannot be a Christian and a Democrat. I'm sorry. And the real reason why I say that is because, well, if you if you if you support abortion and homosexuality and of course sick men being in the same bathroom with somebody's daughter or wife, then or having all these nonsensical genders and want people like normal people like myself want to address you by your nonsensical pronouns, then we have a big problem. You know, we have a big problem. And, here's another thing. If you cannot seem to agree with different viewpoints without getting crazy and going up in arms, then that is a you problem. That is a you problem. Sheriff David Clark once said, and I quote, "You are entitled to your own opinions, but not your own facts." Let me repeat that again. To those in the back. You are entitled to your own opinions, but not your own facts. In other words, just because you state an opinion doesn't mean that you're right and you can force it on somebody. That's why I call leftists out there. That's why I call the Democrat Party right now a terrorist organization. And you know what? They take the Democrat Party take those out who disagree with them. They did that to Charlie Kirk. They did that to Abe Lincoln. They did that to JFK, one of the members of, their own party. They definitely did it to Martin Luther King Jr. So, yes. You, and of course, I'm going to get some leftist mob. I'm going to get the leftist mob, try to come after me on all of this because apparently they can't handle the truth. They're mad at me. They would get mad at me because I speak facts. I speak the truth. And to tell the truth, I love to be proven wrong. I love to be proven wrong on that aspect. I'm Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. I'm signing off.